Hello everyone, this is Ren from Strong Girls Knits, and this is episode 21. Yes, so I hope everyone had a great week. Mine was kind of hectic, but I will talk about that towards the end. And yes, so let's talk about knitting, of course. The weather is so nice, and if you hear the mowing in the background, I really hope it's not that bad. It's my neighbors mowing their mowing their yard, which I really like these neighbors, so not a big deal. But yeah, hopefully it's not that bad, or it's not annoying. So if it is, I apologize. Let's see. Oh yes, so FOs. Let's go ahead and talk about knitting. Friday night, I went a little crazy and I was just like, I'm gonna cast on all the things because I watched Little Bobbins, Danny from Little Bobbins podcast, her latest episode with her mom, which is her mother is adorable. The interaction between those two is, it was just so cute. I should have my mother on sometime, but no, I need to call my mom. I love my mom. Anyways, that was really cute, but she had this basket of like whips of just all these socks that she was in the middle of finishing, and so she's working on finishing that basket. But I saw all these projects and I was inspired to cast on all things. Not a bunch of socks, but just a bunch of things. So, and of course take care of some of my whips. But I will stop blabbering and I will show you my FO. I only have one this week. I was determined to get it done the other day, so I have my socks are done. Oh goodness, there we go. I finished these. The toe isn't done on this one, but Cheryl will hopefully Kitchener for me Monday. So when I go to knitting. So here they are. Now, it doesn't really look like it in camera. Let me see. But when I was looking at it a minute ago, this sock looks lighter than this one, and this is a hand-dyed yarn. This was my Jeeves pattern, or it's a free pattern Jeeves DK weight yarn, and I made socks. There we go. Anyways, and this is Autumn Rainbow by Knitted Wit. I finally got that right. But this one seems lighter than this one, if you can tell or not. And what is it? Mina, actually, I'd never really noticed this before, where kind of like half of it ends up being lighter than the other. Like if you knit two pairs of socks out of hand-dyed yarn, one sock seems darker, you know, they seem kind of different saturations. I had never seen that before. Mina from Expat Podcast, she's actually knit a couple pairs of socks recently that has been the case, where one is lighter than the other, which she doesn't mind. They're for her and she loves it. And I don't mind either. It looks just fine, but this was kind of the first time I'd ever experienced it. Which is interesting because, like I said, I've never, all my socks so far that I've gotten that have been hand-dyed have been very consistent. So, I don't know what causes that. So, I mean, I can imagine, you know, the yarn, like, will be more saturated in the dye than, let's say, further up on the yarn. I don't know, I don't dye yarn, so, but I was just curious. I haven't tried these on yet. They should fit, hopefully they fit, because I don't have anyone, because if socks are ever too big, I have plenty of people to give them to, but if they're too small, I don't have anyone to give them to that I know of. So anyways, so I finished these. I'm happy. I'm going to, of course, probably cast on another pair of socks soon, so we'll see. So that's all that. Oh, well, we'll talk about the blanket. I only got a couple squares done. Like I said, it's been a hectic week, and I only got 2 done. These 2 little beauties. They're pretty green, and this other one, I forgot what they're called. This one is Knitpick Stroll, the Hayride, and I will take that out. And this, I know this one's a Knit Picks too, and I can't remember what it is, so I'm sorry. But they're really pretty. I really don't plan these out. but I pulled yarn out the other day and was looking at it, and the colors just seem to go together so well. So the next one for this is going to be this color. Oh my goodness. This pretty color. And then on the opposite side it's going to be these three together, and probably in that order. But yeah, I don't know, like I said, I pulled it out and they just look so gorgeous together. And I was like, I even took a picture so I wouldn't forget how I wanted them. So yeah, my blanket's getting big. I like it. I mean, this is actually a really fun project. I was not gonna jump. I was fighting it and everything, and then now I've started it, and it's addicting. And every time I pull it out, everyone compliments on it. And then like the other day, I went climbing with my best friend, and I pulled it out to show her because I randomly had it in my bag, and I was like, oh, I'll go ahead and show it to her. And someone else, a couple other people were standing by, and they're like, oh, that's so pretty and everything. So I don't know, I really like this project. It makes me feel special. So alright, so this is a very old WIP, and I finally got around to just being like, screw it, I need to get it done. I'm leaving the inspiration for that for Danny. So from Little Bobbins Knits. This pattern it's a free pattern by Lions brand. It is their knitted cottage socks, and I already have the first one done. So let me put that. I have it on my mannequin, but it's so long. It's too long for the mannequin. So it's just like a very thick, bulky sock slash slipper. So I don't know if I don't think I would ever wear these in shoes, but I would definitely probably more so as slippers around the house when it gets pretty cold. And so I finally got started on the second one. I finished the cuff while at soccer, and now I'm starting on the leg. And this yarn, if no one notices, I have no idea how that, I think that's tissue paper. Hopefully it's tissue paper, not toilet paper for some odd reason. It's Lions brand yarn. It's the Wool Ease Thick and Quick. That sounds kind of naughty. Thick and quick. Anyways, and this is the Constellation colorway 303. So here's the tag. I mean, this is a, oops, sorry. There we go. Well-known yarn. And I'm doing this on size 13 needles, and it knits up really quickly, so it shouldn't be that long. I mean, it shouldn't take me that long if I were to just focus on it. So maybe I'll actually finish this one before I start like any other pairs of socks. So I don't know. Oh, and it's just living in my, this is a bento bag, a lined bento bag that I made for myself. It's actually reversible. I consider it reversible. And it's just the inside is, this is kind of older, I refer to it as an older floral print. So, the ladybugs on the outside. I like bento, I actually like my bento bags. I have another one that's not near as nice. But, yeah. I need to make one because I actually have bento boxes for my lunch, and I should make one for my lunch. Alright, on to the next thing that I cast on. Oh, that was part of the cast on party. And then I got around to the next square on my blanket of eternity. So the next one is XO Panels and Insignia Braid Square. You can see that. And there's the XOs on the side, and then just fancy cable in the middle. And I've only knit 2 rows on this, but I have it cast on. That is, the first step is to cast on. Yeah, I just got 2 rows, just the setup rows. And this is blue. So I didn't have enough yarn to do all of the the cable squares in the same color, and I wanted to use up my acrylic yarn, so I refused to buy any more. So I have 3 in this gray, 2 so far in this purple, and I might be able to get a 3rd one out of this purple. I don't know if I want to or not, because I have plenty of this blue to do the remaining 3. So, and I don't know, we'll see. We'll go from there and see what happens. So, oh goodness, and that's in, of course, my box bag that I made. And yes, Shamrock box bag, which I most likely will not be making any of those again, for the store at least. Maybe for myself, maybe a special order, but alright. Now, I've had this yarn for a while. I bought it on clearance, actually, at a local yarn store, and intent to knit things for my Etsy store, you know, to knit things that I could sell. And my knitwear just didn't really sell, which is fine. I mean, because it got boring real quick, and just, it's not fun. I don't find it fun. Maybe it wouldn't have been so bad if, you know, they sold better, but oh well, not my thing. So the yarn, okay, so what I'm knitting is an easy top-down raglan cardigan. Yes, okay, and I'm using this. It's by Elizabeth Levold, and this is the Angora. I probably pronounced that wrong, but this is the yarn I'm using. But I'm not just doing it in this one color, because I didn't buy like a bunch of one color. I bought, oh goodness, it's all smushed in here. And a red. There we go. So I have these 3 colors, and I have about 3 skeins of each. So this is a dark red, I'd say cranberry, a brighter red, this pumpkin orange, which is not really coming out orange. Okay, this is more orange. This is coming out a lot more red than it should be. And then this. Everything's really true to color except for this. Yeah, this is more orange. This is, I don't know why this is coming out red. But I have these 3, and I'm going to do a gradient. And I don't like this close to my skin, so I'm actually starting with a darker color. But that's not all, because I had this, it's a darker purple, and I've used it all up. I actually knit leg warmers, and my friend Deborah, or Oblivious Knits, Deb, she bought them, thank you very much, and she loves them, but this is the leftovers from that, because I could not throw it away. I mean, they're scraps. It was enough scraps to do something, so I started my cardigan out with this dark purple, and then I will do, as I held them up, I'm going to do the darker red, then the red, the orange, and the yellow. So, and just kind of do a gradient effect down. This one will be interesting because I have a ball left over. The ball, and I knit them into gauntlets, and I think most likely I'm going to rip these out and use them. So maybe not, we'll see when I get to that point, because even if I don't use that red, transferring, or if I omit this red completely, it would still look just fine transferring from this to this, in my opinion. So, but we'll see. And yeah, I'd just been dreaming. I talked to my friend Cheryl. I was like, I want to knit a cardigan. I want to use this yarn. This is how I want to do it. So, and I finally just got around to do it. I was like, just cast it on. Just do it. Mina from the Knitting Expat really, I think it was a couple episodes ago. It was like at least 1 or 2 episodes ago, where she, I don't know, she was talking about how like people just, they're afraid to knit like brioche, or they're afraid to do this, and she's like, that's, it's just silly. It's just knitting, try it if you want to try it. You're gonna learn, or if you find out you don't like it, it's no problem. It's not gonna hurt you. It's not scary. So, and that's just kind of, lately it's been like, you know what, if I want to do something, do it. I'm fully capable of doing whatever. So, and I mean, that applies to other things that I've been wanting to do, like travel and whatnot. So, but yeah, so I was like, screw it, I'm gonna cast it on. I'm I'm gonna make this cardigan. So it's getting warm. I don't need a cardigan for quite some time, but I'm gonna knit myself an Angora cardigan. Oh, it's not 100% Angora. Ugh. Hold on. Whew. I will tell you the fiber content. It is 60% Angora, 20% wool, and 20% polyamide. I think that's acrylic, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know. Anyways. But yeah. And I'm knitting that on a size 8, so we'll see how that went fairly quickly. But and then my last project, which I haven't had much progress at all since you guys have seen this last. It's my shawl. I've literally just added 2 rows before I started casting or did this. But I did change the needles, like I said last week. They're the size 7 now. I bumped up the size like I'm supposed to, size 7. And I started the next chart. So, Carl, he's Carl the Fag on Instagram. I hope that name doesn't offend anyone. That's really what he uses. He already finished his. He's ridiculously fast with lace, but this week, like I said, it's been very hectic, and lace work is calming for me. You know, I get into a groove and everything, but this entire week, every time I sat down to knit or just sit and chill, like I felt like I just wasn't calm enough, or my head wasn't, like I was not in a lace knitting mood. I'm definitely going to work on it this week, so, because I want to get it done. I want to get it done because it's so pretty. But yeah, sorry I don't have more done on this one. I'm working on it though. It's sitting here. It's probably going to go to work with me tomorrow. And this is, the pattern is Overlook by Oblivious Knits. We are doing a knit along right now. And actually, let me remind you about that. Our knit along is running till the end of May, so May 30th. And the prizes for the winner are, you get this bag from me. And then if for some reason you are completely offended by shamrocks and you do not want this bag, we can talk about maybe getting you a different bag. So, but anyways, this is the bag that I would like to give to the winner. It's a nice, more of a rectangle box bag. Definitely perfect size for shawl knitting or just a little bit larger projects. And you will get your choice of one of Oblivious Knits patterns, so I will purchase that for you. And what I'm currently knitting, the yarn that I'm using is Shanty Knits from Canada, from Southampton, Ontario. And this is her Kisses colorway. So it's actually, this yarn is so nice to work with. It's perfect. The more I knit with it, I think it's definitely like perfect lace, like shawl knitting yarn. So anyways, yes. That's going well. Let's see, other crafty things. Oh, I was sad. So with the socks, my socks for the month that I finished, this is all I have left. It's definitely not enough to knit my mom a pair of socks, but I don't know what, I'm gonna have to weigh this and see about how much is there to see what I can do with it, because I want to use it up. But, oh, excuse me for a minute, because there's another scrap blanket that I do want to show you. It's just a hot mess right now. Hold on. There we go. Put you down. So, I haven't shown this in forever, but this is my crochet. I don't really crochet. Like, this is the only crocheting I do. And it is a nice, it's just a scrap blanket. So, it's really hard to kind of show progress on this, but that was my crochet hook. I don't know, I added a little bit more to it, more of this purple and whatnot. But yeah, I just wanted to show that it's still alive, still working on it. I have a bag full of scraps that I need to knit into it. So, I lost my needle. I mean my hook. Oh, there it is. Ugh, this is actually, This is actually a hand-carved hook that I got a few years ago. Oh, please look at... There we go. It's, I mean, hand-stained and crafted. It's wonderful. I cannot remember who did it, but I love it. It kind of reminds me of a wand. That's one of the reasons I got it. So, we'll put that back down. That's really it. Like I said, we have the knit along. Andrea from the Cat Lady podcast and Laura, Laura, I don't believe she has a podcast. She does have some videos out. She was on my winter camp, in my winter camp cabin, and she posted videos for like updates for us to watch. And I don't know if she's continuing on with the podcast or if she's going to do a podcast or not. I'll have to check into that. But anyways, the three of us are trying to come up with like a fitness related knit along, if that kind of makes sense. Our general idea right now is you would have, like, let's say, set yourself a fitness goal. Like, you're gonna work out 30-minute, you're gonna go for like a 30-minute jog every day, or 5 days a week, 4 days a week, something. And then you're going to do a craft related challenge where, like, for me personally, I would want to do brioche. That's something I haven't done. I'm interested to see, to learn and try it out. And we would kind of, this is all very up in the air at the moment. The three of us are trying to work things out and whatnot. Oh, what was I talking about? But yeah, it'd be about at least like two months. Because what I always say for like fitness, give yourself 6 weeks. Consistently doing whatever for 6 weeks, and you will see a difference. May not be huge, but you will see a difference. And I think knitting wise, if you're gonna challenge yourself, it definitely gives you enough time to learn. And maybe if it's like brioche, maybe I would just do a hat, and then maybe that wouldn't take me very long at all, and then do something big, really work on brioche. But yeah, so that's kind of up in the air. I do have like a prize pack already in mind that I would contribute. So yes, I already have the gift planned out in my head, but we need to figure out the actual challenge first. So the people did seem to express some interest on Instagram, or at least they were trying to help with ideas. I would definitely, it's something, I know our craft is very sedentary, and it'd just be nice to, because this, fitness is definitely something that I do a lot, and I would love to be there to help others and, give kind of a fun, exciting thing to really encourage people to, challenge yourself. You always say you want to get healthier. Well, now you can do it with a bunch of other people. So, and have encouragement and whatnot, and have different people to talk to. And I think it would be great because Laura is a runner, and then, I'm a lifter. And Andrea does, she at least does kickboxing, but I know she's just she's active in general, so that is great. I mean, I feel like between the three of us, it would definitely be beneficial for everyone. What else? But yeah, so there's that. I did want to talk about podcasts real quick because I keep throwing out names. So I've listened or watched quite a few podcasts, but recently I found Inside Number 23. I can't remember her actual name. She is a redhead. She lives in the UK. Pretty sure it's the UK. She's British, I know that. She is freaking hilarious. Her podcast, because she's only on episode 13, and she has, I think, almost 3,000 viewers or subscribers. And I was curious, Mina from the Knitting Expat, who's another one that I consistently watch, had mentioned her, and so I went ahead and subscribed up, and I hadn't got around to actually watching her yet, and then her episode 13 I finally watched, and I can see why. She's her podcast is extremely well done. Definitely something I would like to strive to do. But she's just a hoot. She sews, knits, and I love her style. She's very, she seems very put together for every episode. I don't know. She's hilarious. Definitely check her out. Put together. Today is a laid back day for me. Like I said, this past week has been crazy. So I wanted to sit down and podcast and not have to worry about trying to, do nice makeup or something. So I'm in my workout clothes. I'm actually going to lift after this, so go figure. But so there's that. Like I said, I listened to Little Bobbins. I don't know if it's knits at the end or not, but Danny, she's in the UK for sure. I really like her as well. And then Mina from Knitting Expat. And of course Andrea from the Cat Lady podcast. She is probably the one podcast, just because I feel, we've bonded. I think so. She's probably watching this and saying, that woman is crazy. But anyways, she definitely bonded with her, and she is, usually when her podcast comes up, even if I'm in the middle of another one, I just kind of, alright, pause, I'll come back to you, and then I watch Andrea's, because hers are never, hers are nice. They're like 30, 45 minutes, and it's, I get in, and I don't know. I like watching her. So, and then, let's see. Oh, and then I do watch other ones, but I'm just going to mention these. And then the last one that I'll mention today is Kristen. She's Woolenvine, and her podcast is Yarngasm. She's beautiful, by the way. I think I watch her, and I definitely, she's also like oh my goodness, sorry. She's always very put together. She's actually inspired me to, start sewing again, and definitely trying to like make my own skirts and whatnot. And now watching Inside Number 23, I want to sew a bunch of dresses and skirts and just everything. I want to sew everything for myself. Sorry, my hand is, I have pretty rough hands. You can't really see, but I have a callus that's kind of coming off. But yeah, she's of course really pretty. She's very talented. She dyes yarn, and her stuff is always very pretty, and her knitting is gorgeous, of course. She actually came out with a design recently. I can't remember what it is. I think it's something, it has C's in the name, or like about the sea. The sea! But, let's see. But, okay. Yeah, so those are all the podcasters I mentioned. I really wanted to mention Inside 23 because she is hilarious. I was sitting there laughing. Her pug is adorable. But, so for sewing, my machine is still in the shop, and I really wanted my machine back yesterday, but it's getting a nice deep clean, so I can't complain. But that is all for that this week. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about my week, the craziness of my week. So if you don't want to stick around, I will see you next time. If you do, sit back. So like I said, this week has been crazy. I feel like I have not stopped running around. Monday wasn't too bad. I was really tired though, and I can't remember why. I think I stayed up late Sunday, and then I was really tired. My friend Jessica was also really tired, but we ended up going to knitting on Monday night. Everyone's energy, I don't know, everyone was very chattery and everything, and I kind of sucked in all their energy, and I felt better. But then we were driving home, and Jess and I were like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. And I'm like, I know. We were living off of their energy. But and she's doing really good. I just started teaching her how to knit. I should bring her on sometime, along with Kristen as well. But oh my gosh, my hand. Alright, anyways, I just got the callus off. So, and then Tuesday, I ended up having to leave work a little early for a doctor's appointment that didn't happen. I was so mad about this. So, I'm sorry about my hands. I was supposed to have a doctor's appointment Tuesday, and it was just like a general checkup, so I could, you know, I need a physician, you know, on file and everything, and it was just a general checkup to get in, be like, okay, you are now my physician, yay. Well, she, I guess, was so behind that I waited an hour. It was a 2 o'clock appointment. By 3 o'clock, I just went up to the desk and said, I'm sorry, I need to go. Can we reschedule something? And of course they apologized, and I had already paid my copay at that point, so I'm now credited. But yeah, I was so irritated about that. I really don't like going to the doctors in general because it's always crazy. Like, there's just, I don't know. It always seems very overrun with stuff. But, because, like, I actually like going to my dentist and I like going to my eye doctor because it's very in and out, and, you know, if anything comes up, they can get me in, like, pretty much the next day. I made this appointment in January, and now I rescheduled and I'm seeing a nurse practitioner, which is fine. I usually prefer nurse practitioners over actual doctors. And I get to see her at the start of next month. So I scheduled this back in January, and I'm not getting in until May. Gotta love the health system here in the US. So, but there was that. And the reason I had to go was because we had a concert. James and I were going to a concert Tuesday night in St. Louis, so that was a 2.5-hour drive for us. Well, a little less than that because I was speeding, but don't tell my mother. She watches this. Anyways, and I still had to go home and get lifting done so we could go. And so, like I said, that got rescheduled, got home, lifted, and then we drove to St. Louis. And the reason why we were going to a concert on a weeknight, which normally we would not do, at least we wouldn't do if it was out of town, was because my favorite band, 36 Crazy Fist, it's a metal band, so if you're not interested in that kind of music, don't bother checking them out. But I hadn't seen them since 2008. I actually skipped my second day of senior year of high school to go see them. Or, well, not to specifically see them. It was to go to this huge concert kind of festival, and I happened to meet them for the first time, and it was just instant love right there. So love this band so much. And like I said, I haven't seen them in 8 years. There was a chance, like, 4 to 6 years ago, I could have seen them. They were on tour, but then they ended up having vehicle trouble and couldn't continue their tour, which sucked, but oh well. Good things come in time. This concert was so good. Like, they were the second, there was four bands, and they were the second set, which was great because by the time I got to see everyone after the show, get autographs and pictures, it was like 10:30, and we were able to get back home at like 12:30 and still get enough sleep and go to work the next day. But excuse me. The show was just so good. I was able to get I think there was only like maybe 2 people in front of me from the stage, and it was amazing. Just, I was so close, and they put on such a good set. I sang to every song. I haven't had a concert like that, and I don't think any concert I've gone to I've been able to, like, for any band, sing like every single song. Just jumping around, you know, it was amazing. And just to be there with James, this was actually, like I said, this is my favorite band. Pretty much the one band that I have been consistent, you know, it's like new CD coming out, it's my, you know, I have been all about this band. You know, I've never wavered. And you know, like I said, I haven't seen them in forever. And actually, James was the first person, really, that I had ever met that actually knew who they were. He's a little older than me, so he actually knew of the band like when they first started out in like 1994. And I just remember that day, like we were sitting there talking, and I was like, oh yeah, my favorite band's, you know, 36. And he's like, oh, I was like, you probably don't know them. He's like, no, I know who they are. You know, like when he was a teenager, it was cool to kind of know these kind of not so, or like vague bands and whatnot. And he actually knew who they were, and he actually had a cassette of theirs. So and it was just a very special, I don't know, like it was funny because at that moment I was like, oh, you're special, you're more special than I already thought you were. So it was just, for me to go and, you know, see them in concert with James was just meant so much to me. And he definitely knew how much it meant to me. And he was so, like, I was kind of worried that he was going to be a little grumpy because it was a weeknight and everything, but he just, he was very, I don't know, very accommodating, I guess you could say. But it was great. I had so much fun. Like I said, I got to get pictures with all 4 band members, and it was actually, everyone was the same except for the drummer. He was a younger guy, and this recent CD is his first time with the band, and he's super sweet. He's very good at what he does. I'll post pictures at the end. But it was funny because I wanted to get autographs, and I meant to take the recent CD slip, or like the lyric book, with me, but totally forgot about it because I was like, nope, I was ready to leave, and all I had was my cell phone case. But I got everyone to sign it. There you go. Yeah, I don't know. I was super excited. That's quick. I just realized they did their initials and then they put 36 CF. So, but yeah, so I'm carrying them around, and I need a new case, but yeah, I don't know. I felt really special. So we had that Tuesday, got home. I was pretty tuckered out Wednesday, but that was fine. It was worth it. It was all very much worth it. And because normally we have the kids Tuesday night for the current time, we ended up having them Wednesday night, which was fine. The girls had soccer practice, so we had to do soccer practice. And, one of us went, while the other one stayed home and lifted, and then switched, like we used to do before. Anyways, doesn't matter. So that was a little crazy, but we got our lifting done and managed to get to bed. And then Thursday we went to see. Yeah, Thursday I think we went out to check on them at soccer practice. I think. I don't remember now. And then yesterday we just lifted. It was calm. It was calm Friday, so we were just chilled. And that's when I cast on all this stuff. And then yesterday was a little crazy. I actually went. We had kind of like a dessert thing Saturday evening, which we ended up, it wasn't what we thought it was going to be, and James wasn't very comfortable, so we ended up leaving, which was fine. We made up for it. But so Jess and I went to the thrift store just to try and find like a small purse that I could take my stuff in, because we were actually going to get dressed up. Then we realized, well, it's probably not that fancy of an event, so we dressed down a bit. But anyways, we went to the thrift store. I did not find a purse, but Jess managed to get because they had all their dishes and dish sets 50% off. Got like it's like it had serving dishes and bowls, along with like 21 cups and like place settings for at least like 15 people, all for $10, and they're gorgeous. It was these real pretty roses. She doesn't quite need that many right now, but it was too good to pass up. And then while we were sitting there waiting, I was sitting there waiting on her, I noticed something on the counter that looked like a game system. So, it was actually, I don't know, this is a Nintendo DS Lite, if anyone's familiar with this. It's like a super fancy Game Boy, if anyone knows what a Game Boy is, but I'm not a gamer, James is. But they had this, along with 11 games and what I thought was a case for $50. I was like, oh, that's perfect, you know, I'll go ahead and take it. You know, I went ahead and bought it because James, he is a huge Zelda fan. If anyone's familiar with that, it's a game, it's a very popular series, and they have like different games and whatever, but there's at least one game that they came out that you could only play on this type of game system. And he'd been wanting to get one for a while, and I was actually planning on trying to get him one for his birthday. But what I was looking at spending was going to be almost like $200. So $50 for one of these. I was like, yes, I will buy it. And it was funny because Jess was looking through it on her way, because I bought it and I was like, okay, we're going to go to GameStop and hopefully get that Zelda game that he's been wanting, so he can go ahead and just start playing it. And she was looking through it, and that what we thought was a case, because we didn't fully like read the paper, because it was all in like a bag with a paper that listed everything. She pulled it out, and there was actually two of these, two game systems. So it was this one, which we actually thought this was the case, and the other one is a metallic pink. And we're like, oh my gosh! So I got two of these with 11 games for $50, which is extremely good deal, because we ended up going to like a resale store later just to see if we could get some other games, because most of the games are not really something that either of us are really that interested in. So a couple of them I'm gonna go ahead and sell, and then what do you call it? And then a couple I will keep, like for the girls, because the owner was actually a girl, so if you can't tell by the pink. But anyways, so yeah, that was crazy. And like I said, we went to the store, and they actually, I just wanted to check the prices, and they were selling these for like $100, just the system for $100. So yay, I'm excited. So I have one, James has one, and then of course, you know, we'll let the kids play with them, you know, because that'd be good for like car rides and stuff. But just to shut them up. But let's see, so there was that, and like I said, and then I went rock climbing with my best friend Kristen. That was extremely fun. I was really sore actually from my Friday workout. I had to do these things called farmer's walks, where it's pretty much like 2 bars with handles on them, and then what I did, in each hand it was 70 pounds, and I just had to do a couple laps down the alley. So so my upper back was pretty sore, so we climbed for a bit, and then I was just getting sore, so I just went ahead and belayed for her. So I was her ground person, and let her climb for a bit and everything. So it was really fun. It was just to chill, hang out, and this is something she loves to do. So, you know, I got to go and do this with her, at least just help. So that was nice. We're actually going to we are planning a day trip, just her and I. Again, my mother's watching this, so I'll have to call her later, but what do you call it? There's a yarn festival, a fiber festival in Clarksville, Indiana on the 30th, and April 30th and May 1st. And the 30th, if everything goes okay, we're going to just have a day trip. You know, just best friends. We'll go to the Fiber Fest, maybe run around a bit, and just have the day to ourselves. So hopefully we'll be able to do the 30th. It's a Saturday and a Sunday, so if need be, we'll do Sunday, but Saturday would be preferable for both of us. But yeah, so I'm really excited for that. That's a couple weeks, so if anyone is going to that, you can possibly see us. So I will post more details on that. Oh, and then like I said, so there's this dessert thing I was going to take James to. I got free tickets for it. It supports Wish Upon a Star. They grant wishes for children with, it used to be just like terminal illnesses, and now it's just like kids that are just generally kind of sick, like, yeah, if that makes sense. But it was something fun. I mean, pretty much you got to try all these desserts, and like you voted, and And so we went into, or James and I took him out to Hooters. I really wanted wings, so, and yeah, I like their wings. We've, like, because we have Buffalo Wild Wings here. I think they're gross, and I don't really know of other places that serve wings, really. Oh, there's Show Me's, but I don't like that place. But yeah, so we went there, and it was actually just right down the road from the event. And we got there, and it wasn't, I was expecting it to be a lot, you know, pretty crowded, and it wasn't. It was pretty dead. Apparently how you voted was with dollars, or like you put money in the jar to vote on the best, and I didn't have any cash, and they had silent auction stuff, which probably would have done, but I don't know, it was just, James ended up not feeling very comfortable, and I was kind of, it wasn't really what I thought it was, and you know, so we, you know, we supported and everything, but we ended up leaving within like 10 minutes because it was just not what, like I said, I ended up not feeling very comfortable either, but so we left and we just moseyed around. We went to that Super Mega Replay, which is a resale store, and looked at games and stuff, so did that, got an ice cream cone, and just sat and talked for a bit, which was lovely. Always like when we have we just sit and talk for a bit. I don't know, it's always nice. And but yeah, and then just went home, and then today I've got quite a bit of cleaning done, which is nice. Everything is spruce up, like Sunday's like spruce up day, just get everything picked up and whatnot, and worked on my knitting, and like I said, I'm gonna go knit here in a bit. And it's just been a very calm day. We're not gonna leave the house, except we'll go this evening to Walmart to get like our food for the week, like our lunch stuff for the week and whatnot. So, but yeah, that's really it. So I hope you guys had a great week, and I hope you guys got to do fun stuff, or at least got to chill, got to get some sleep, unlike what I got this week. Very little sleep. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.